Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, you're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got a tech tree spotlight for you today of the Japanese Tier 4 tech tree battleship, actually a battle cruiser, called the Kongo. Going to the notes, Wargaming says something like, at the time this ship was commissioned, it was the most advanced battle cruiser in the world. The first among battlecruiser battleships to be equipped with 356mm main battery guns. Thinner armor belt, deck armor, and torpedo belt were reinforced. So kind of a ship that, at least based on what I've read, forced a lot of other nations to react from a technological standpoint and caused a lot of enemy ships to be designed or redesigned as a response to the Kongo. Skipping ahead to it launched in 1913, and then it appears that it was later sunk while serving as a fast battleship in Formosa. Is that accurate? Blah blah blah. Entered the Formosa Strait. USS Sea Lion sunk this ship, and I think the only Japanese, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, it was only Japanese battleship sunk by submarine in the Second World War, allegedly. Alright, we got a Citadel hit on some poor unfortunate who wandered a little too close to the sun, and I can't get shots at anything here right now. So quickly switching back over to Wild's builds, damage record 205,155. That's pretty impressive. Base XP record 3404. The Sigma of the Kongo is 1.8. Shells cause 1.74 fires per minute. The overmatch of the armor piercing is 25 millimeters. The arming threshold is 59 millimeters. And I think we will have a stat comparison sooner rather than later. I was about to shoot at that Aoba and it faded from sight, so we will shoot at a Nuremberg instead. Shots out. As you can see, I've got the, I don't know, Asian New Year camo, I guess you would call it. Really sharp looking camo on just about every ship that has it available. So that's what we have mounted here today. Fuso out there looks like he's turning away. Am I going to shoot at the Fuso, or am I going to shoot after turning at the Jusano? Well, let's see. As you can see, I've turned and I'm in full reverse. The shells are clobbering the Jusano, and as soon as I can get an idea of where his bow is at in the water, I'm going to aim a little bit ahead. It looks like that was not a great shot. As you can see, those shells all missed. Either he was turning in and slowing down, or I'm just not a very good shot. Although granted, because of the dispersion, or the Sigma, pardon me, which is probably pretty standard for a battleship at 1.8, I am using the accuracy commander Takeo Takagi with this ship. Alright, another full salvo out on Jusano, and there is a hit to Citadel, kill number 1. And we're just going to keep backing up because another cruiser is going to sashay out from behind this island and come within range of my guns. So we will just continue backing. What is the Aoba doing? Looks like he was avoiding the corpse of the Jusano. I'm going to lead him appropriately and send off one salvo there. And another Citadel hit. And now we're just waiting on a reload. Obviously, if you are in a battleship and you have a broadside cruiser, that should be your number one target. Unless there's a destroyer very close to you. You think you can kill him. Aoba dodges some more torpedoes. We're going to try and figure out where the ship is going to be at. over the island. Those probably aren't going to hit. They don't. Should have held my fire and waited until I maneuvered up a little bit. That Aoba is going to be toast. Pardon me, I got the sniffles. As Kate Hudson once said, nobody likes... Oh no, it wasn't Kate Hudson. Who was that guy? The guy who got killed by the German dude in Saving Private Ryan while Opham ran around with the ammo. That guy. He said nobody likes Mr. Sniffles. All right. I should know that guy's name, but I don't. Because why? Who cares? All right, Montecuccoli out there. And this allied Aoba looks in pretty bad shape as he gets damaged even further. We're trying to get these turrets to turn. Montecuccoli is turning in, so we'll shoot anyway, just cuz. Citadel, actually 2 Citadel hits. Oh my word. So we missed out on killing the Aoba. We miss out on killing the Montecuccoli. That will come into play later on in this match. As you'll see, we are on our way to a pretty good game. If I do say so myself, another cruiser, the Nuremberg. And thankfully, at this point, the Aoba is deceased. And who else do we have over there? A Fuso. Alright, so we're going to shoot at the Fuso. Full salvo. And we're going to start to turn away to mitigate the return fire. Don't take a ton of damage there. Maybe that hit the armor belt or something. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. Sign of a skilled player is they're shooting at you from a battleship, I always say. Alright, Nuremberg over here. We're getting our reload on. OneDrive, do not ask me if I want to delete my files again. Thank you very much. Alright, full salvo out on the Nuremberg. Side army, it's goodbye. 2 hits to Citadel, the high caliber metal, and kill number 2, which really should be kill number 3 or number 4 at this point, if we're just being honest, since I am doing the bulk of the work out here. Is the Fuso a tier 5? I probably should know that. Let me look. Fuso Battleship WoW's Legends. It is a tier 5 battleship, so we're down tier here on whatever this map is called, and we are dealing with the Fuso. We're over 100,000 damage, and we are kiting away as a good strategy in any battle cruiser, especially this battle cruiser. More HE. Come on, dude. What's wrong with armor piercing? You're a battleship. You're an up-tier battleship. You should be shooting armor piercing all day long. You won't, but I will shoot the armor piercing. Alright, as you can see, we disabled a turret, continuing to maintain the angle of the dangle here to the Fuso, who, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain why the Fuso turned away and then is going to turn back and give me a full broadside. I don't understand the strategy at play there. But if you're trying to give me a better shot, I mean, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Almost a full broadside, and unfortunately, even though we get 4 main battery hits, doesn't really do a whole lot. We are now set on fire twice. And as you can see, the enemy team also has a Hyuga, which I always want to say like the horn of an old car. You know, Hyuga. Like one of those old cars from those old-timey movies with the solid rubber tires. Alright, Fuso's still giving us the broadside. We are doing, I guess, what could be called the T-Bull Shuffle here on the border. 5 penetrations. I was hoping for a dev strike, but I mean, I guess I'll just deal with it. We're trying to get that bow turned around. The late departed T-Bull. I will pour out a juice box in your honor later today. Alright, I am just kidding. I don't drink juice boxes. Alright, he did some maneuvering there, which kind of helped him out, and it looks like he healed. as well. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to get killed by a Fuso. Oh well. So we're moving in here. Again, he's giving me the full broadside. I just don't have any comprehension. Why would you do this? And why would you shoot HE? But he did both of those things. And we're going to try to aim above the armor belt. And did I shoot HE and then switch to armor piercing? I guess I did. I guess I did. All right, and it is not ticking, so he put it out. So since he's on his last leg, I'm going bow on. And we got the AP loaded up. He is turning all the way towards me, so turning against your turrets. Children, don't do this in a battleship, please. Don't turn against your turrets. It's a bad idea. So there, we finish him off. Kill number 3. Thankfully, just ahead of our greedy kill-pinching teammate, who's trying to get my kill. Oh no, sir, you can't have it. All right, so resetting the board here. We're down by about 100 points, it looks like, and we're down 1 ship. All right, going back to Wells builds for our stat comparison. Hit points. Tied for first with ARP Haruna and ARP Kirishima, because they're both Congos. All tied at 54,100, number 1. Firing range, number 1 all by itself, Kongo, 15.4. I'm sorry, tied with Koenig. Armor-piercing DPM, Kavur is number 1, 216, 211. And scrolling down, we find the Kongo, 4th from the bottom, 157, 935, so that's not good. Max speed, again, tied for first with ARP Kirishima, ARP Haruna, and Miyoji is the Kongo at 30 knots. Sea detectability. The most detectable ship is Britannia at 14.5. Kongo is tied for third at 13.6 with Kirishima and New York. And the Miyoji is 100 meters more detectable, and I don't know about the other ARP ship, which wasn't anywhere near there. So I don't know how to explain that, because I don't work for wargaming. And I'm a rational person. It seems odd that they should have all the same concealment if they have everything else the same. All right, Nevada, if you're from Missouri, over here, pardon me, behind the island, not moving at a full clip. Front turrets out, minding my surroundings as my teacher, what was his name? Liam Neeson told me to do. Always be cognizant of my surroundings. All right. Another salvo there. Rear turrets at the Nevada. Really nice double citadel there. There's the Confederate medal. Up to 145,906 total damage. Front turrets out on Nevada. I'm hoping that's the end of the Nevada. It is not. 3 shells fall short and 2 go over. He did turn away a teeny bit, I think, so that may have been why. I probably should have used my spotter airplane, but I'm a moron. So I don't use it then or now. Instead, I just get another penetration, and then 2 overpens and 1 on the armor belt. I've got to aim a little bit better. Front turrets out. There is a juicy hit. Now I'm frantically turning the rear turrets because I know my teammates are trying to kill pitch every single thing they can. We hazard that salvo relatively well because all those shells look like they missed. All right, there is kill number 4. We were officially on the hunt for a Kraken. Remember, 2 cruisers earlier. We could have killed them both, and we would be at 6 kills right now, going for number 7. But because I'm an unlucky SOB, that isn't happening. Now, I don't know what my teammate is doing. I only know what I am doing, which is not just trundling out there to get ripped up by an up-tier Hyuga. So we stop behind the island here to protect ourselves from the other ship in the game, which is a cruiser. Now, yes, in theory, if I had all my turrets turned, I could have killed the cruiser, but I think would have gotten torpedoed if I had just gone right out there, full steam ahead, and tried to ram the Hyuga to get kill number 5. All right, we're going for the bow plating. All right, maybe not. Anyway, there are 2 pretty good hits. On the Hugo, we're up over 173,000 damage. So yeah, that 205 is eminently gettable in the right match. Like maybe if you're top tier with a ton of battleships, or maybe if you're down tier with a bunch of red team guys that like to give you enough angle to knock the hit points off in chunks. Time is ticking down, just 16 seconds left. More torpedoes coming in. We're going to shoot up into the superstructure of the Huga and set them on fire. There is the other cruiser. I was like, hey teammate, how about you kill the cruiser? And at the very least, we could take a points lead, but that doesn't happen. And we pick up a fireproof and a dreadnought medal at the very end. So here we are on the draw screen. Dreadnought medal, fireproof medal, Confederate medal, high caliber medal, 178,592 total damage. 4 big kills, should have been a 6-pack, 9 hits to Citadel. We end up with 297,612 silver and 2931 ship XP and commander XP in the Kongo. A very strong ship, if I do say so myself. Although, at that tier, maybe in the top 3, I would say. Here we are at the top of the board, speaking of the top. 4 medals, 4 big kills, leading the way for our team. The best player on either team by a pretty good margin, as you can see there. So maybe if that Fuso had done anything in the match, or maybe if the Normandy had done anything in the match, we'd be talking about a different result screen right now, but we are not. Such is life in World of Warships Legends. All right. What else can I say? I thought that was a pretty good match to show you the capabilities of this ship while down tier. All right, here in the port, 1 mod, aiming system mod 1, and the Kongo is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout, 3 charges of the repair party and 3 charges of the spotter plane. And we were running the Epic Battle Booster for that main battery range and movement speed. Got the beautiful Golden Week camo, very delicious, and the Tier Strong flag. Moving on to the specs, 54,100 hit points and a 25% torpedo damage reduction with our build. Got those, does that say 4x2, 356mm turrets, 17.8 kilometer firing range, 30-second reload, 40-second turn time. HE shells, 5,700 max damage with a 25% fire chance. AP shells, 10,200 max damage. 2 sets of secondaries, the range of both is 4.2 kilometers. Do not do a secondary build. The first set of 4x2 127s reloads every 5 seconds. 2,100 max HE shell damage with an 8% fire chance. Second set of 14 152mm guns reloads every 10 seconds. 2,500 max HE shell damage with a 9% fire chance. And I think at one point those may have been AP guns, so I'm glad to see they're all AG now. All right, AA defense, you can see this is okay, but not fantastic. Your first set of secondaries is dual purpose and does count as AA. It is your longest ranging and most damaging AA. Max speed, 30.9 knots with that speed boost flag, 770 meter turning circle, 15.6 second rudder shift time concealment, 13 on the surface, 10.9 from the air, 11.8 when firing in smoke. On to the stats. I have played just under 50 games, and I do have a winning record, barely. Main battery accuracy, just 32%. That is not ideal. That game you just saw was the best game I've ever played, except in terms of max XP in this ship. So it is a good ship despite the stats you see here on the page. Just one man's opinion. All right. Armor viewer, please. Thank you, Jeeves. Well, it's not very heavily armored. You knew that coming in based on my description of it. Got this weird raised portion at the rear of the Citadel. I'm not going to pretend to know what that's about. Maybe to fit the boiler or whatever ran the ship. I don't know. All right, putting the bow back on, you can see your bow plating is 19 millimeters. There is an armor belt of 76 millimeters going to the front of the ship, so aim above that armor belt if you are trying to bend the bow. Casemate armor, the side belt goes up to 203 millimeters. Again, that's at and below the waterline. Maybe protects you from being Citadel, but that's probably the only really beneficial thing. Your torpedo belt goes up the side of the ship. Maybe a spaced armor effect there a little bit, maybe. But I think if you look at that, the armor belt's on the inside of the torpedo belt. Anyway, turrets on barbettes, Japanese turrets, sloped faces, and that's good. Sides of barbettes more heavily armored. The roof is lightly armored. And this other casemate armor really doesn't do a lot except for get caught on fire. And that is the armor profile of the Kongo. Weak cheeks right there in the front, looks like. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I think I would just be reading the same stuff I previously read. Very advanced battleship. Caused a lot of ships to be made in response to this ship. Including, I think, the Constellation. All right, here's Takeo Takagi, fully maxed out. As you can see, we got Azur Lane, New Jersey, and Angelo Iacchino. Maybe the new meta for these long-range sniper ships. Row 1, Flammable Cannoneer. Row 2, Crisscross. Row 3, Marksmanship. Row 4, Reaching Out XXL. And at this tier, running Will to Rebuild. Your mileage may vary on all that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this crack and fail gameplay, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more slightly above average ship reviews.